I want to live, not merely survive. And I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I gotta be me, I gotta be me. The dream that I see makes me what I am.
Thank you, Sammy Davis Jr. Welcome to our VCAM TV show from Champlain Community Services. And this is called The Gentleman Show instead of Green Mountain Self-Advocacy or Advocacy Team TV show. We have Paul Nichols and Bill out today. I hope Bill, next time we do his show, feels any better. He has to get over a cold.
Yep.
And Justin Levinson is going to interview me and start to take over.
Yep, due to the flu and the colds that have been going around, our advocacy team is just the two of us today, but that's fine. And we're here to interview Mr. Forrest Scrivens, who's been a member of the advocacy team show for how long, Forrest?
It's been a while now, and maybe like 6 or a half years, maybe 7. I don't really know. I have to see behind the scenes from VCAM and find out from their history in our files at VCAM to find out how long we've been here. I don't really know.
But it's been a really long time, and Forrest, you probably know this even more than I have because you've been here longer than I have. You've interviewed lots of local celebrities over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 6 years of local celebs in Vermont, and we basically invite guests on the show and find out what they're interested in, information about them. You know, if we have politicians on, we don't ask them the tough questions. We just want to find out, who they are and what they're interested in. And the whole show is a purpose of everyone having a voice and being able to talk about themselves and getting having the people in the community know a little more about us. So we're here with Mr. Forrest today, and I'll just start out with asking you a couple of questions. So. Actually, why don't I ask you this first? Like, what kind of stuff do you do at Champlain Community Services?
Okay. To start with, when we do have our times, we do our VCAM TV show, of course. When it's too cold, sometimes it's hard to go anywhere. Sometimes go to the gym. Other times do interesting information for databases on Cytopedia.net on certain bands and artists and history on other things too that I'm interested in.
That's cool. And CCS also does some other activities that I don't know if you partake in. Actually, you don't, but we do the newsletter, which is like an advocacy newsletter, which is basically similar to the show, just the the magazine version of this program, where we talk about things that we're interested in the community, things that we do, people in the community. We write poems, do stuff with. It's pretty busy magazine. We do that, and then there's also the advocacy team that meets downstairs at CCS in the conference room, and they work with a lot of community-based stuff as well, which is pretty great. So tell me about yourself. Where were you born?
Oh, I forgot I do Grace Arts on Wednesdays.
Oh, Grace Arts.
Forgot to mention that part.
That's cool.
I was born in the hospital, of course, downtown Burlington. Most of my life I grew up to describe the building. It was white, pretty much white, small apartment on the first part of the floor, big apartment on second, small one in the back.
Was this in Vermont?
Old garage. It was on West Allen Street in Winooski.
Oh, so you're a Vermont native. You've been here your whole life?
I was there my whole life.
That's great.
I lived at West Allen Street for 23 years, and I lived on North Street in Winooski for, I believe, now 7.5 years or 8 years it's on now in North Street in Winooski, apparently.
Cool. What places have you traveled?
We don't go on vacation that much, but rarely. But when we do get on vacation, and we don't go too often. I have been when I was younger, starting as maybe like 9 or 10 or maybe 8. I went to England. I went to Calgary, Alberta, Canada when I was in junior high, around 13 or 12 or 14. I've been to the Bahamas a while ago, 3.5 years or something like that, or 3 years now. And then I just went to Disney World and came back from there by leaving December 15th back to December 25, 2 days before Christmas.
Wow, you're a pretty traveled guy.
Yeah.
That's great.
Most of our local traveling is just straight to our grandparents in Bennington. And
you just came back from a recent vacation, I heard?
Yeah, Disney.
Disney?
Yeah.
Nice. You want to give us a brief synopsis of what you did there?
The Tower of Terror, that was pretty scary. You go through the old-fashioned hotel through the gates, then you go and see an old-fashioned hotel, what the bottom floor looks like. Then you go through through another room, up certain stairs into another room that shows a video, and they pretend you're going to be on the ride and be in that part of the movie based on the Twilight Zone. And then you go in through the heating system, and you go on a certain special elevator of some kind, and it depends which one you're going on. It has like 4 of them around the same building. Depends if you take a right. For us, we took a right. Then you pretend to see some fake spirits. Then they bring you to a separate room. The elevator crashes down by 50 seconds, and you go up and down 3 times. And then I had to hold on tight with Steve and Chris Malizia.
Nice. Were there a lot of water rides there?
Didn't get a chance to do that. The weather was too chilly. The evenings were about the 40s, maybe little 50s, not sure, and same with the evenings as well.
Wow.
And it wasn't hot enough during the day.
That's freezing.
It was more like springtime. It wasn't really summer.
It still probably felt like a heat wave compared to what we've had here lately.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, 30s and 40s sounds actually pretty.
And the Haunted Mansion was good, and the other scariest ride was, I think it was called Space Mountain. That's either in a building, and then it was awful dark when you turned sideways on the roller coaster for like 4 or 3 person ride on 1 and 1 for each seat that way, like a rocket thing, and you go twisted on the side, and you don't really go upside down, but it made me scream and say different things that you normally don't say for fun. And it was kind of dark, and the only part of the ride you could see is these little lights. It was so dark, it was more scarier than the Tower of Terror. And if I got off the Tower of Terror, I'd be shivering and not walking like normal.
Well, let me ask you something. Going to Disney, it's Disney World, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm actually going on vacation there in March. So I guess the 2 questions I would ask you is, 1, were you able to do a lot of Disney World, or you only were able to do a little bit of it in a whole day?
Pretty much with the Malizias, they had it planned. They did the reservations for us and did everything. We were good being a tour guide with them. We did half with 5 things for my mom, me, Betty, Steve, and Chris, and then other times the guys went separately and did their own things, and it was fun that way. You had the reservations for the restaurants, fast food ones, you didn't need to do that. They have a service after Disney. They have their own service that works for the airlines, and they can send your package straight to your house. And when you get there, you get your luggage back to the hotel for Disney. You won't see it.
I see. Where's the best place I should go in Disney World? Like, what's the #1 spot I should check out? Your personal favorite.
Personal favorite. All-you-can-eat buffet, African restaurant in Jungle Kingdom, and my other favorite was like that fun 50s prime time 50s cafe that had these miniature black and white demo TVs with
Oh, wow.
classic shows on for previews.
That sounds amazing.
And they pretend to be your cousin and your relatives.
Really?
And they originally would ask you to remember the color of the soap to wash their hands, but they got so busy they never got to do that after all. Our friends told us about that part ahead of time.
That sounds really cool. It sounds like you get to really use your imagination.
Yeah.
Feel like a little kid again.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm looking forward to doing that. So let's find out more about you for us. So what can I ask you? What are some of your hobbies? What do you enjoy doing on your free time?
Okay, over the years, I collected sports cards. Over the years, sometimes collected stamps. Nowadays, collect all of my favorite classic TV shows on DVD. Like a lot of music, pretty much.
You have a big music collection?
Yeah.
What do you usually do with that, with your music? Do you do anything with
Use
in the community?
Yeah, half of my music collection for my own personal DJ business, and the other half of my music I just listen it to my own personal self with friends of mine that I don't really use for my DJ business that much.
So with your DJ business, where are some ways that I could get our viewers get in contact with you if they wanted you to do some DJing?
Don't have my cell phone this minute, and I don't remember my cell phone's number. I just remember our home phone number.
Well, they could probably get a hold of Champlain Community Services too, and get a hold of you as well. Be a way if you.
It's usually my mom for my own DJ business. She had been being seems like the manager of the company of my own.
Yeah.
I'd have to contact my mom's cell phone number.
Yeah. But you've done a lot of, what DJ events have you done in the past?
One wedding for friends of ours who used to work for the Williams House. That's no longer a special type of business anymore. Also DJ'd Best Buddies in the past, DJ'd with Guy before in the past, before I had my own DJ equipment nowadays. And also DJ'd Hands to Hearts a couple times, and our usual organization is Partners of Venture, where they have young kids and young adults with special needs and DJ programs like that. And DJ'd try to every summer, but I don't know if I'm on it all the time every summer. DJ parties once every summer for Transition 2, and they usually give me a very good check. They pay me $150 or even more than that than the other agencies that only give me like $25 or $30, not so much.
Yeah, well, $150 is very generous because a lot of the places you DJ for, they're mostly nonprofits, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, when times are tough, and you know, can understand how it could be tough to pay you a lot, but it's nice. It's definitely nice to be appreciated.
Yeah, I'd like to get into probably DJing more weddings myself, family events like family reunions, other people's other high school reunions, and other events like that beyond.
That'd be great. What do you do any stuff?
Ones.
Do you do anything with the radio? I know it's another avenue for being a DJ.
Yeah, with Edward Burke, I start his show from 6 to 8, and usually he just starts his show right away at 5, but not too often go there. Sometimes I might go there at 5 if he has like a guest that gets there early.
That's cool. Have you worked with any local Vermont DJs at all?
In the past for St. Mike's, besides Edward Burke, I used to help out DJ Craig Mitchell, I believe in summer of '97, I think so, the same year I graduated high school. Because Wayne Beam at the time from Transition 2, before I knew him from that, he used to work with Rainy Rivers through my high school days, and he thought I was shy back in those days. But I didn't think so. I was only shy when it came to the girls back then.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're too shy now.
Got over it when it comes to ladies that way, trying to.